The Irving Public Library is participating in the Collaborative Peace Crane Project, inspired by the novel Sadako and the Thousand Paper Cranes. Sadako Sasaki, a 12-year-old girl, is diagnosed with leukemia as a result of being 1 mile away from the bombing of Hiroshima when she was age 2. With less than 1 year to live, her father tells her the legend of the cranes, that if she folded 1,000, she would be given a wish. Sadako and her paper cranes have become a symbol for peace around the world. The Irving Public Library invites anyone to fold as many paper cranes as they can and donate them to one of our locations, where artist Sarah Downey will combine the cranes for public display. In this video, I will be showing you step-by-step how to fold a paper crane. And in the spirit of the book, like Sadako, you can use any paper you may have. For the purpose of this tutorial, I will be using regular copy paper. I will also be using a marker for my first initial folds so that it is easier to follow along the further we get into the tutorial. For the first step, you want to make your paper the shape of a square. To do that, I'm going to take the right corner and bring it down so that the top half of the paper now forms the shape of a triangle. You want to try to line it up as close as possible so that you don't run into too many complications later. Once you have the triangle shape, you want to get rid of the excess at the bottom. You can always fold and tear off the extra paper, but for the sake of time, I'm going to be using scissors. Now when you open it, you will have a diagonal line going from corner to corner. And what you want to do is we want to create a second diagonal line so that the creases will form the shape of an X within your square. So I'm going to take this right corner and I'm going to place it on top of the bottom left corner, and I'm going to crease and open up the paper. So now you see that X. This is where my marker comes into play. I'm going to mark these folds for the sake of the tutorial. You don't have to do this, but I highly recommend this step if you are learning how to fold paper cranes for the first time. I'm going to set my marker aside because we won't be using it anymore. Alright, now that we have that done, I'm going to flip the paper over and we are going to be making 2 hamburger folds. I'm going to do one from top to bottom. And you know you're doing it correctly if your creases form the shape of a triangle. I'm going to open it up and I'm going to make another hamburger fold going the opposite direction. I guess it wouldn't be opposite, it would be the adjacent direction. And what's going to happen is when you open up your paper, you're going to have a series of complex folds. So they all look like right triangles. Now I'm going to turn the paper so that one of the corners is facing me and the other is facing away. I'm going to take hold of the left and right corner just below it, and what you're going to do is you're going to fold the paper in, and naturally it's going to want to collapse onto itself. So now you see you have a diamond shape with your markings on the outside. The opening is going to be on the bottom and the top is going to look like this. For your next step, you're going to take the corner and you're going to fold it until it meets that line that you marked in the middle. And you're going to do the same thing with the other corner. Now you're going to fold it over and you're going to follow the same steps. So now your paper should look like this. Now this is an extra step that I like to do, is that I'm going to make an extra fold at the top, front and back, just so that I have a crease. For me, it helps me out later on in the process, but you can skip this step if you want to. I just like that it makes things a little bit easier. So now I'm going to open up the paper, and this is probably the most complicated part of the process, at least for me, is that you want to make a boat shape by pulling up the flap. I'm going to just kind of massage the folds, if you will, so that the paper collapses into a diamond. And like most things in origami, we're going to turn the paper over and we're going to do it again on the other side. You can see that I have my line here. I'm going to take the bottom flap and I'm going to open it up. Like I said, this is the most complicated part for me. So I like to take my time on this part. Otherwise, you can wind up ripping your paper like I just did, but it's okay. All right, I'm just gonna crease that down and everything looks okay. So what you should have is like these kind of legs at the bottom, and then you'll see that you have your triangle at the top. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the right corner and we're gonna fold it in, just like in the step before. And we're gonna do the same thing with the left corner. And then you guessed it, in origami, we're gonna flip it over and do the same thing again on the other side. Perfect. So you'll see you have these really intricate geometric folds on the outside. And what we're going to do is we're going to invert our fold. So we're going to take the two corners and we're going to fold them together on the left side and on the right side. And when you do that, you'll see that you have your mark on the outside of your paper. Now you're going to lift the leg up, and you're going to do the same thing on the other side. And this is that extra fold that we did earlier. And we're going to invert our folds again. So we're going to bring the left and right sides together, and then the other left and right sides together. And you'll see that you have that intricate fold on the outside again. And now what this is going to let us do is let us fold our wings. So we're going to take this paper, the top of the triangle, and fold it down like this. And that's your first wing. And then we're going to take the other side and do the same thing. And that's your second wing. You're almost done, because all we need to do now is the head and the tail. So you're going to want to take whichever side you want, and you're going to want to bring it out And as you do, the bottom part of your paper, you want to pinch it to keep it in place. And as for the head, you just want to fold down the tip, and you can do an extra little pinch there as well, and that will make the head of your crane. And then I like to extend the tail again, following the same steps. Pinch the bottom of your paper, secure the tail, and there you have it. You have just folded an origami paper crane. I hope you found this video helpful. If you do decide to participate in the Collaborative Peace Crane Project, you can leave your cranes at the South, West, or Valley Ranch locations. Our drive-through and book drop services are open. Also, feel free to share a photo of your cranes on any of our social media channels using hashtag IPL at home. Thank you for watching.